Bro. Dig Drive DIY.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning in. I hope everyone's new year is off to a great start. These first 3 weeks of 2023 have been great for us, but jam-packed full of activity and busyness. And that's kind of why there are 3 main reasons why I wanted to do this video. Number 1, I'm in the middle of a handful of projects right now, and many of you are anxiously following along with the Brutus build, Dream Garden Tractor build. And I've still been honoring the commitment of doing something every day, and that's really working well for me. And you know what? The best comments I've received on those videos are from folks that say they're trying the one thing a day approach too on their project, and it's working for them. That is so cool to hear. Keep it up, guys. I'm right there with you, believe me. But because it's been so hectic, I'm falling a little behind. My problem is I need to get some of the work done a little bit more ahead of the videos. That way, I'm not trying to work on it, edit, and create that week's video the day before I want to release it. So bear with me on that, and I thank you for your patience. But this next update, when it arrives, it will have a little bit more progress and a little more substance to the content. I hope that makes sense. But reason number 2 is I never did a channel recap video for 2022, and I've regretted not doing that because I feel like there's something I should say. Well, before I say it, let me give you a little context in terms of statistics for 2022. So we made 43 regular long-form videos in 2022. I did 7 shorts and 2 live streams. That effort equated to a gain of about 26,000 new subscribers and 8.1 million views, which brings the total number of lifetime views for the channel to over 21 million. It is hard for me to wrap my head around those kind of numbers. And that brings me to what I regretted not getting to formally say earlier on, and that is thank you. Thanks so much to all the regular viewers that keep coming back, hitting the like button, leaving a comment, or just supporting the channel by watching the videos. I know that this video in particular won't be one of my best sellers, and that's perfectly fine, but what I do suspect is the folks that click and watch all the way through this one are some of my most die-hard audience members. And I'm very grateful for that consistent core of you, because since I break one of the main rules of YouTube and don't keep a consistent niche, the growth of the channel really heavily relies on those viewers that choose to regularly watch regardless of what I'm doing. So I wouldn't be able to do this without all that support, and I'm always blown away by the reach of the channel. Matter of fact, that'd be a cool thing to do. If everyone would just put in the comments down below where you're from. I think we all enjoy reading those. And actually that ties in quite nicely to my 3rd reason for making this video. So we're from Indiana, by the way, but the week before last, my family got to spend a full 7 days in Texas, San Antonio to be exact. For those of you that are interested, I wanted to share some of the highlights of our trip, and in particular, we got to do something really special for our daughters while we were down there. So if you're normally here for tractors, trucks, and chainsaws, I totally get it if you don't want to watch this stuff. But if you are interested, the main reason for the trip was for our annual work conference with Amplify, which is the network of agronomy consultants that we're a part of at my day job. Oh, by the way, I want to thank my employer, G&K Concepts, for the opportunity to share this work trip with my family. That was great. But we took off on a Sunday and traveled all day, and then the next 3 days were for the conference. I spent my days in sessions while Kara and the girls got to hang out at the pool and explore the big, expansive resort. And this place is huge. And the architecture and the styling was just exactly the kind of thing that we love. There were 2 huge fireplaces in the lobby, and they were burning real wood almost the entire time we were there. It smelled like a cabin in the woods more than it did a hotel, actually. Whoa. Each night of the conference, there was an event or a special dinner that kept us busy or entertained. And extremely well fed. I think the everything is bigger in Texas expression must have started there with the meals, because we were stuffed every time we ate, and it was some of the greatest food we've ever had too. After the conference was over on Wednesday, we had the rest of the week to ourselves to enjoy the resort and explore downtown San Antonio. The first thing we did when we went to San Antonio was stop at the historic Market Square, where the girls wanted to do some shopping, but almost immediately when we got there, they were distracted by some friendly wildlife. What do you think of that?
I got close to a squirrel in my life.
The girls love all kinds of animals, so when a curious squirrel got close enough that they could nearly touch it, they forgot all about shopping and just wanted to find some food scraps so they could try to feed the squirrel. But the squirrel chose to ignore them, and they moved on to the pigeons and stayed busy with those. But from the market square, we headed off on foot to the Alamo. And this has been one of the items on my bucket list ever since watching Pee-wee's Big Adventure as a kid. It's amazing the amount of history that is preserved there at the Alamo, and we were all honored to get to see it in person. It was a first time for all four of us, actually, and that's a wonderful memory that we will get to share together forever. From the Alamo, we went down one level below the street to the famous Riverwalk, and it's basically a city park in the form of a pedestrian street that follows along the banks of the San Antonio River, and there are tons of shops and open-air restaurants and bars along the walk that the landscape and the atmosphere just make you want to be there. We heard the best way to see it all, though, was from one of those guided boat tours, so we hopped on the next available all-electric boat and we went for a ride.
About 10 or 12 minutes.
And the boat captain was awesome. He told us a lot of fascinating history about the infrastructure, culture, and architecture in San Antonio.
The Spanish soldiers stationed at the Alamo, less than an hour, I think.
The Hilton Palacio del Rio. Check it out on YouTube.
Very informative.
They built this hotel in 17 months.
I said 7 months.
Now right in front of us we have La Vita, the very first settlement in all of San
7
Antonio.
months? Wow.
Little village. The original La Vita.
So the tour was a great experience, and just before getting off the boat, the captain told us that when you're in San Antonio, you need to make sure you do at least 3 things. Number 1, visit the Alamo. Check. Tour the Riverwalk. Check. And eat at the Chart House, which is a revolving restaurant that sits atop the Tower of Americas, 750 feet off the ground.
Tower with an observation deck on top. Also has a restaurant up there that rotates very slowly, so you can literally watch the city go by as you're dining.
That was all the endorsement that we needed, so we speed walked in the direction of the tower in order to try to get there before the sun went down. It was getting dark, but...
Oh, you have to have reservations? You think it's booked or what? How?
No, I don't think so. They just take walk-ins. There's a hostess down here. You can just talk to her. She's going to let you know if there's...
See what's going on? Okay. We have no idea what we're doing.
We were a little apprehensive too because we weren't really dressed for a fancy restaurant. We all had on ball caps, but they said it wasn't a big deal, so up the elevator we went.
If you were to take the stairs up, it might take you a while to complete the nearly 1,000-step journey to the top. Relax and enjoy the view as we ascend skyward. Our first stop is Chart House Restaurant, serving legendary steaks and seafood as guests overlook the bustling cityscape below.
When you get to the top, there's this spooky sensation because you're standing still in the middle by the elevator, but yet you can faintly sense that the people that are seated at tables eating around the perimeter, they're slowly moving past you. But
I don't think we're quite dressed for this, but we'll enjoy it nonetheless. Check out the view. Check out this view.
what an incredible experience to get to see the sunset over San Antonio from a revolving viewpoint. It took 45 minutes to make one complete revolution. And we were there at the perfect time too, because we got to see the city in what was left of the daylight and then watch it as it took on a whole new persona under the fall of darkness. We were equally impressed by both views and just thankful to get to witness it all. It was great. Our meals were fantastic, and even though it was a bit more than what we're usually accustomed to spending for supper, we felt the experience was well worth it. It's just one of those opportunities that you just might not get a second chance at. So you got to take advantage of those when you can, I think.
It's the best.
Good stuff. All right, we just got done eating at the Chart House at the top of the Tower of Americas. That's definitely worth the visit if you go to San Antonio, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
All right, we did the Alamo, the Riverwalk, and the Chart House on top of the towers. Perfect.
And speaking of opportunities, our next big scheduled adventure was to visit SeaWorld. And like I said, the girls absolutely love all animals, but they are especially infatuated with marine life. Even though we've been to SeaWorld before in Florida, Kara and I were almost as excited as the girls for this trip because we had a surprise for them. This was going to be part of their Christmas present.
So what the girls don't know is that we booked them the tickets to go in the dolphin experience. They get to get in and like swim with the dolphins, and they actually get to put on a wetsuit, the whole deal, and they don't know it yet. So I'm hoping I can capture it when they find out. We'll see. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun today.
But we started off just like any other visit and wanted to ride some rides and take in some shows. So the girls were feeling brave, so we thought we'd all ride one of the big kid rides together. It was this giant swing looking thing, and it didn't seem like it would be that bad, really.
You wanna sit with me?
Yes.
Oh boy. So did you enjoy that ride?
No,
No?
never going again.
You're terrified?
I'm trembling. Should we go see the sea otters and all that fun stuff?
Mommy, did you enjoy it?
No, not at all. Not one bit.
She's the one who picked the ride out.
I thought it was just a nice little swing.
Yeah, it was a swing. Trauma swing.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a swing.
Okay.
Dad would have died.
What do you mean, watching us?
Yeah, Dad never liked it.
So after that, the girls weren't really interested in any more rides for the day, which was fine because there were plenty of shows to take in, and we all love that kind of stuff anyway. So after a beautiful afternoon of getting to see what there is to see at SeaWorld, we headed toward the big surprise. They still had no idea what was coming, even as we were walking there.
Getting close.
Ella and Eva. Okay. I think we're gonna both purchase one. So I think we both want to see it.
Are you guys wanting to do that?
Hey, what is it? What is it?
Probably not wanting to do it.
What is this?
This is just a, I think it's a feeding thing or something. Well, if you think you'd want to do it.
What are we doing?
It's like a full dolphin experience.
What do you do?
You get in the water with them
get
and you
wet
swim around.
And you get in with them. You think you want to do it?
You hold that.
Do you do it right there?
So you'll get in the water and then you get to grab a hold of the fin and like
And go for a ride and stuff?
ride it off.
Bro.
Guys.
It's part of your Christmas present.
How much did it cost?
It doesn't matter. Don't worry about what it costs.
It must have been like $100.
Wait, Mommy.
We get to feed. We get to like swim with them.
You get in the water in wetsuits.
Wetsuits.
You have to
Like
get
the ladies
wetsuits
had
and
on.
everything.
Like that.
Like they have on, yeah?
What do you think?
Which is amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, everybody follow me this way. We're meeting a dolphin named Ready today, a dolphin named Yo-Yo today, and a dolphin named Whoopie today. So Luke here is going to be very focused on making sure the dolphins do
What'd you say?
I'm so excited I could cry.
I know.
So excited for him. Ella's face. I hope you got that when they just said that. She's like,
I missed it.
oh, you did. Oh my god. It was special.
Big smile, smile. There you go. Let go.
I'll still ready for you again whenever. Alright, are you ready?
Let's go.
What'd you think, Ella?
Yo-yo's good.
I was so tempted to like make her like swim around everywhere. And, like,
What'd you think?
that was amazing.
Love
So
it?
funny. Yes, I thought we weren't gonna like be able to swim.
I know, I wasn't sure either.
Well, that was definitely the highlight of the trip for me and Kara. Hopefully the girls too, but the only thing left to do was to find the perfect souvenir. And the girls had been scouting gift shops all day and knew exactly what they wanted, but the park was closing in about 10 minutes and we were on the complete opposite side of where we needed to be for those perfect mementos that they had already picked out but didn't buy when we were originally there the first time. So we took off running across the park to get these souvenirs. So this trip was full of memories and it was great to get away and enjoy the sights and warm weather of San Antonio, Texas, even if I did say it wrong several times in this video.
Was SeaWorld a success?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll check that off our list. Thank you, SeaWorld San Antonio. Time to jump on a plane and head back home. Okay, we gotta call an Uber too.
So I want to thank you again for clicking on this video and letting us share a little bit more of us with you outside the normal Dig Drive DIY content. Hopefully you liked it. And if I'm lucky, I'll see you in the next one. We might be working on tractors or something. Take care. San Antonio? I don't know why I was saying it wrong.
You go to San Antonio, wouldn't you say? That's enough of San Antonio.